The highest temperature will be 9 degrees. The lowest will be 3 degrees below zero. Clear to overcast. Northwest wind, level 3.
At 5 o'clock this afternoon, a sanitary inspection will be conducted on each equipment room, the transmitter unit and receiver unit. Please be prepared in advance.
时间的尽头，海浪唱着阵阵怒吼，谁倾起了所有？最初的最后，你问我什么是自由？谁失去过拥有？
After nearly 6 months, the list of the torchbearers for the Beijing Olympics has been completed. From all over the country, a total of 11,534 torchbearer candidates have been elected as representative of their hometowns.
Preparations for the upcoming Olympic Games are now underway.
Beijing Olympic International Forum starts at Renmin University on June 24. It is one of the events of the 5th Beijing 2008 Olympic Culture Festival. Over 30 Olympic executives, experts, and scholars from home and abroad will discuss issues on the forum about the Olympic Games and its cultural concepts for the next 2 days.
Physics has ceased to exist.
Investigation scope has been delimited. Staff should keep order, keep the scene intact, and monitor the onlookers. No trauma on the body. The forensic team, trained analysts, and photographers are in the area. They're doing a preliminary investigation and collecting evidence.
Captain Zhang, the identity of the dead has been confirmed. She was a physicist who seemed to be famous.
Cause of death?
No sign of homicide. We found sleeping pills at the scene. According to the forensic expert, it could be suicide by overdose of sleeping pills.
Command Center, we've arrived on the scene. Based on initial information, the deceased was Yang Dong, who died in her bedroom. We found no trace of trauma on her body.
What happened? The military will take over. Please cooperate.
Military? Why is he here? Isn't he suspended of service?
This is a military order. Thanks, comrade. Thank you for your cooperation.
Please handle the transition quickly. We need your cooperation.
If This crisis is still playing glutton a snake.
Captain Shi always says that handling a case is like playing gluten a snake. We should be persistent and patient.
Shen, have you finished the scene investigation?
Captain Shi, initial check indicates suicide. Here's the evidence.
Captain Shi. The Commander-in-Chief said tomorrow's meeting will continue.
Again, physics has ceased to exist.
We have to invite several scientists in person.
I'll bring them over.
You should invite them.
Everyone, today is June 5th. Welcome to watch Interaction with Science. Another unfortunate incident has occurred in scientific circles. Yang, a famous physicist, committed suicide at home on the night of June 3rd. It has been known that several scientists committed suicide in the past 2 years. It's a disaster for the entire scientific community. So today we've invited Pan Han, a famous biologist, to share his views on this matter. Hello, Mr. Pan.
Hello.
You correctly predicted ecological disaster caused by genetically modified crops. Now, what do you think of the several suicides of scientists recently?
I always believed that overdevelopment of science is a disease of society. Explosive development of technology is like the rapid spread of cancer cells. In the end, the host bodies will be eradicated.
And you mean?
Who can survive the Earth's destruction?
Coming!
As a scientist, I've only realized it earlier than others.
So in your opinion, what should we do to avoid such an impending catastrophe?
And you are? Are you Wang Miao?
Excuse me. You can't smoke here.
Captain Shi. Sorry, Professor Wang. We're from the Public Security Bureau. This is Captain Shi Qiang.
Fine. The hallway. We can talk here.
Oh, sorry, you can't smoke there either. So what can I do for you?
Professor Wang, we want to know if you've had any contacts with the members of the Frontiers of Science. Have you?
The Frontiers of Science is a very influential international academic group, full of famous scholars and scientists. And it's a legal organization. Am I not allowed to contact them?
Look at the way you talk. Did I say it is not legal? Did I say you were not allowed to contact them? Did I say that?
I have the right to privacy. I don't need to answer your questions.
Did I hear that? Right to privacy? You're a famous academic. Don't you have a responsibility for public security?
As an ordinary citizen, I have the right not to give an answer. Please leave.
Wait a second! Did I permit you to close the door? Give him the address and phone number. Come in the afternoon.
What are you really after?
What are we really after?
Please don't misinterpret this. Professor Wang, just now, I just want to clarify. We got a crucial meeting this afternoon, and we want you scholars and experts there. The generals asked us to rope you in.
I'm busy this afternoon.
I know. We have an interview with 2 science magazines. And your lab has a meeting at 3 in the afternoon. Don't worry. We have already rescheduled those for you. The general already spoke with the head of the Superconductivity Research Center. Wait. Here's my identification.
Okay. I'll be there on time.
How could a scientist be so impolite?
Captain Shi, let's go. Come on. Sorry.
What's wrong with Shi Qiang?
It's the general who chose him. I guess he must have some special skills.
How can a man like that be part of the Battle Command Center?
Battle Command Center.
Observatory, including Delingha Radio Astronomical Observatory of Qinghai Province, Shuyi Celestial Mechanics Observatory of Jiangsu Province, Ganyu Solar Observatory of Jiangsu Province, Honghe Observatory of Heilongjiang Province, Qingdao Observatory of Shandong Province, Yaoan Observatory of Yunnan Province.
The meeting will start in 10 minutes. All departments, please get ready.
Professor Wang?
Attend the meeting on time.
I'm sorry. I spoke too directly this morning. My boss got mad at me big time, so he ordered me to pick you up in order to apologize to you in person. What do you think of this place? It's quite strange, right? Every newcomer finds it so. Why is such a secret organization set up in this kind of place? It was originally an art museum, but it was requisitioned before opening. Come on, let me give you a tour. Come on. I hear that you're researching some kind of new material?
Yes, nanomaterial.
I've heard that a strand of that stuff as thin as hair could lift up a truck. If criminals steal some and make it into a knife, can't they slice a truck in half with one stroke?
First, there's no need to make it into a knife. Nanomaterial can be made into a line as thin as 1/100th of a hair. If you string it across a road, a passing car would be sliced into 2 halves like cheese.
Whoa!
Second, what can't be used for criminal purposes? Even a fish-scaling knife can hurt.
You're right. Even a fish can be made into a weapon. I handled a murder case once. You know what the murder weapon was? A frozen tilapia out of the freezer. The spines along the back of frozen fish were like sharp knives that could cut the thickest of skins.
You're Captain Shi Qiang, right?
Yes. I'm Captain Shi Qiang.
Did you ask me to attend the meeting just to talk about this?
No. Nothing to do with that. I was just having small talk and showing you around. Look. This museum is enlightening. It tells us that all human beings will eventually die. After they die, they'll become big skeletons like this.
I don't agree with you. We'll be cremated after we die. And this is a fossil.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hey, do you think Sarira will come out after scientists are cremated? Anyway, come on. Let's walk and chat.
Comrades, let me introduce our guests before the meeting. This is Navy Colonel of Country M in the North American Combat Zone, Mr. Stanton. This is Army Colonel of Country T, Mr. Mike. And they are liaison officers of the North American Combat Zone and the European Combat Zone. These two are liaison officers of African and South American Combat
What these guys want is to get information out of us, but they never tell us anything.
And they are from Oceania, Asia.
I've been there for a while, but I still don't know anything, just like you.
Let us continue. And finally, representatives from the UN. I will not introduce them one by one. Comrades, let us get started.
You heard it right.
Today I
comrades. We call each other comrades here. It's fine.
Critical information.
Comrades.
Please listen intently. Of all the combat zones around the globe, this one has become the focal point. Recently, the enemy has intensified their attacks. Their targets remain to be the elite scientists of the world.
Professor David, a pioneer in the detection of cosmic neutrino from York University, committed suicide a month ago. Hart, the astrophysicist of Country A, committed suicide 13 days
Country
ago.
T is currently the disaster zone of scientist suicides. Professor August in the field of precision spectroscopy. Professor Bauer studying nuclear structure study. And other 3 scientists died one after another.
Presently, the number of scientists that committed suicide around the globe has increased sharply. Before you is a list of scientists who committed suicide. Please take your time to gloss over the list. Professor Wang Miao. As you look through these names, does anything strike you?
They're all famous scholars, working at the forefront of physics research.
You know her? No, you don't know her. Do you want to know her?
All the physicists on this list have all committed suicide recently, in the last 2 months.
Tell me when she died.
Professor Wang is talking about the last name on the list. Yang Dong, right? Yang Dong was the last to commit suicide. 2 nights ago, she overdosed on sleeping pills. She croaked smooth, no pain or nothing.
Why did they kill themselves?
There is one thing we can be sure of. There is a sole singular reason that drove all of them to take their own life. These scientists questioned a particular thing in their suicide notes. They say that physics as we know it has ceased to exist. Those documents contain all their suicide notes. Everyone can examine them after the meeting.
Yang Dong's not included. Hey, Dr. Ding Yi, would you please show Yang Dong's note to Professor Wang right here? Hers is the shortest and the most representative.
Thank you.
He was Yang Dong's boyfriend.
I know that.
You do?
He's a famous physicist who discovered the macroatom while studying ball lightning.
All the evidence points to a single conclusion. Physics has never existed and will never exist. I know what I'm doing is irresponsible, but I have no choice. Physics has ceased to exist.
For today, we will discuss an organization called the Frontiers of Science. According to our investigation, most of the scientists who committed suicide had some connection with them. Dr. Ding, since you are a theoretical physicist, can you provide us more background on this matter?
I have no direct connection with the Frontiers of Science, but it's very famous in the academe. Its core goal is a response to the following belief. Since the first half of the last century, physics has lost the concision and simplicity of its classic theories, since theoretical models became more and more complex and uncertain.
So they want to use the methods of science to testify the limits of science.
Attempting to discover if there is a limit to the depth and precision for science to know nature, a boundary beyond which science cannot go. But with the development of modern physics, humans seem to have touched such a line.
Dr. Ding, could you make it clearer, because that's quite a lot to take?
I've made it clear enough.
Hey,
Dr. Ding Yi. Condolences.
Let me introduce myself. I am Chang Wei-se. According to our investigation,
most scholars who committed suicide had some form of contact or communication with the Frontiers of Science.
And some were bona fide members of the group. Of course, they've committed no crime by joining the group. We have heard that the group contacted you recently, correct?
Yes. They invited me to their gatherings.
Oh, please kindly share with us more details about it.
Yeah, including the names of your contacts, the times and locations of the meetings. What you talked about, huh? And you exchanged letters or emails, anything.
That's enough, sure.
He is not the criminal. This is not the interrogation room.
Professor Wang, please continue.
The one who invited me was Shen Yufei. She's a foreign physicist. She currently works for a foreign-invested company, researching nanotechnology. We met at a technical conference. At the conference, she introduced a few other physicists to me. Some foreign, some Chinese.
And then?
Then nothing. We didn't have many common ideas to share.
Why?
My work is in applied research, but they talked about fundamental physics. I don't know much about that, so basically, I was just listening to their discussions and arguments. But all of them were deep thinkers, with novel points of view. Though I was only listening, I felt as if I was opening my mind.
Didn't they ask you to join them?
Yes, they did. But my time was limited, so I declined their invitation.
Tell the truth.
That's what I'm doing right now. I don't need to hide anything from you.
If physics doesn't exist, what will happen to your nano research?
I said my work was in applied research. Even if physics doesn't exist, I can still carry on with my work.
Professor Wang, the main reason we invited you over today is to ask you to join the organization.
Through you, we'd like to learn more about the internal workings of the frontiers of science.
You want me to act as a mole?
A mole?
What's so funny?
You're right about that.
We just want to know some particular internal information.
I'm sorry, General. I can't do that.
Professor Wang, it's complicated to investigate the organization. Because for us, it's like walking on thin ice.
Without your support, Professor, we cannot make any progress in this case.
I am busy at work. I just don't have the time. I'm so sorry, General. I can't do it.
Thank you for coming here today. And I apologize for wasting your time.
It's way better like this. I never have agreed this plan. A bunch of smartasses already off themselves, and if we send a dude like him, he'll be like a meatball chucked to the wolves.
The way you speak is not appropriate for a good cop.
I'm not a good cop anyway.
We don't know why these scholars killed themselves. You shouldn't speak of them so contemptuously. Their minds have made such huge contribution to humanity. They're irreplaceable.
What do you mean? You mean they're better than me, huh? I wouldn't consider taking my own life simply due to a few tricky remarks from others.
Professor Wang, I have no confidence in you. Not at all, really.
You think I would kill myself too?
I have to be concerned about your safety.
No need. I'd be safer than you in such cases. The ability to discern the truth is direct knowledge too.
I'm not sure about that.
A man as vulnerable as you.
Stop it!
Let him continue. Maybe some people have no way to understand what kind of a person a scientist is.
I'm warning you. Don't go to the frontiers of science. You must not go to the frontiers of science. The dead can't be brought back to life. I don't want to see anyone die again. I want him to remain alive for a while.
That's enough. Get out of here.
Of course I'll stay alive. But I never want to see you again.
Well, I want to see you again, Professor Wang.
That is just his character. He's actually a skilled and experienced criminal police and anti-terrorism expert. Over 20 years ago, he was a soldier in my company, and he did well. Given the current situation, we really need his expertise.
Professor Wang, I'm ready for any of your questions.
General Qiang, what did those things you talked about have to do with the military?
A war like this is the Army's responsibility.
What war? Where's the war? There isn't any hotspot in the world right now. This is probably the most peaceful period in history.
Soon enough, you and everyone will know everything that's going on.
Do you mean that we are teetering on the brink of war?
Professor Wang, I have a personal question for you.
Have you ever experienced any severe misfortune in your life?
I mean a big experience that changed your life completely. Like when you wake up from sleep, then you find the world has completely changed from yesterday.
No.
Oh, Then your life has been very fortunate, Professor. The world is big, full of unpredictable factors. Yet you have never faced a big crisis.
But that's true for most lives.
Then, most people have lived fortunate lives.
But many generations have lived this kind of simple life.
They are all fortunate.
No, General Chang. I have to confess that I'm not feeling very sharp today. Are you suggesting that...
The entire human race has been fortunate. From the new Stone Age until now, no real crisis has occurred. We've been very lucky. But if it's all luck, then it has to end one day. And I am here to inform you that the day has come, so we must prepare for the worst.
Then...
The car is waiting for you. Goodbye, Professor Wang. The number of scientists that committed suicide around the globe has sharply increased.
I'm warning you. Don't go to the frontiers of science. You must not go to the frontiers of science. The dead can't be brought back to life.
Her death is related to her scientific findings.
All the evidence points to a single conclusion. Physics has never existed. And will never exist. I know what I'm doing is irresponsible, but I have no choice.
Professor Wang, are you shooting the accelerator?
Did you check them all?
Rest assured, the nanoscale components we provided for the accelerator are perfect.
The accelerator will finally be used today.
With a total investment of more than 20 billion yuan, it's the third one in the world and the first in Asia. I never thought that such a young scientist would be in charge of its first operation.
Dr. Yang Dong, the results have come out. Here's the test report. This is the superstring collision test data.
Do you think this set of data is normal?
Misfit with the model. The three set are not correlated. But Dr. Chen Xuesen said what normal is abnormal. But I'm just curious, where did they come from?
Ling Xiang Accelerator Experiment Bays.
You know my student Yang Dong? Just started the experiment. It isn't finished, and no data yet. Nothing has come out of it yet. Impossible. So where did you get the data from?
Ling Xiang Accelerator Experiment Base. These are the experiment data Yang Dong will receive today.
Accelerate protons, phase 1. Separate the magnetic poles. To enable the loading function, infuse the particle beam. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Particle velocity is 99% of the light velocity.
Are the measurements incorrect?
Yeah, they're not accurate. Misfit of data.
Please fax me the results. No test results. Not accurate. And yet, you got them early. Who are you? How did you get the results?
Look at it. It tries hard. Climbing over the bricks, over the steel, and the glass. Through the glass, it sees you and me. It doesn't believe it could get in Because it hasn't found the crack on the glass yet. It believes a crack must exist. I can give it the crack. But it has no choice.
Ding Yi is a fine candidate. First of all, he is a scientist in fundamental physics. And also, he was Yang Dong's fiancé. If he joins the frontiers of science, it'll be advantageous to us.
I don't think so.
Why is that?
The members of the frontiers of science are mostly fundamental physicists. Why would they contact Wang Miao then?
Do you know Wang Miao?
Everything is different now.
Yes, I do. A nanotech scientist.
Do you think there's a chance?
I've contacted him before. His research is far from mass production.
He published a paper recently, which mentioned the nanomaterial flying blade. If it really goes into mass production, it's possible. Read your email.
Why would they contact Wang Miao then? I think he must be someone special.
When I woke up in the morning, everything is different now. The world is still out there, but nobody else is here. When I woke up in the morning, I can find you anymore. Where you are. When I woke up.
And for the latest update, the Olympic torch gold and silver bricks authorized by the Beijing Olympic Organizing Committee and issued by the China Gold Coin Group are now on sale in Yinchuan starting today. There are 10 gold and silver bricks of the Beijing 2008 Olympic torch issued as of present time. Inscribed on the back of the bricks are wonderful design, which includes the image of the Beijing Olympic torch, while on the front is the Temple of Heaven in Beijing, and the emblem of the Beijing Olympic inscribed with advanced technology.
All together, we can achieve anything as long as we work as one. All thoughts, all cultures, all customs, all habits.
and I will help you get the world that you want. My civilization is unable to solve its own problems. We need your strength for intervention.
Professor Wang.
You're not the one who brought me here.
Yes, you're right. I drove Dr. Ding here.
All right.